Okay, it's here. Final round of the Women's Six Nations. England take on France at the Allianz Stadium, otherwise known as Twickenham. And yes, I should say, first of all, sorry I haven't been up to date with the last one. I've been watching, but I haven't done videos to the last couple of rounds of the Women's Six Nations or any rugby. I'm a very bad person. But it doesn't matter. I couldn't miss this one. This is massive. England versus France. First versus second. Winner takes the Grand Slam and wins the tournament. I have to be on top of this one. And it is a strong England lineup out for this game and a strong French lineup, but let's get into the English one first. Starting in the front row, and Lark Atkin-Davies continues on at hooker, and then Bosman and Muir come in as the starting props. They have been played as a pair since the second game, either coming off the bench or starting a game. Last week against Scotland, they were coming off the bench, but this week they are starting. What does that say against playing France? Does John Mitchell see them as the best prop pair? Do they want to see the Burninator, Sarah Byrne and Clifford come off the bench and have like an impact in the sort of last half an hour when maybe French legs are tiresome more? And you've got Sarah Byrne, who's such an amazing ball carrier. I don't know, I can't really understand, but yeah, maybe it's just about rotation. But you would have some sort of feeling that John Mitchell would want to test out his strongest England team against the French. But it's interesting, and it's going to be good. Botman and Muir both been very impactful whenever they played throughout this Six Nations campaign, so it's going to be exciting. And as I said, Clifford and Byrne both also been really, really good, can have a massive impact off the bench. Going into the second row, and we've got Moana Twelling coming in for Rosie Gallagher. She drops to the bench, and Abby Ward continues on as the other lock. Abby Ward quietly been getting about her business. I have my sort of affinities as a Saracens fan about Rosie Gallagher, and I think she's excellent, a really, really good ball carrier, as well as excellent in the line-outs. So, but yeah, Moana Twelling has always been good when she's played so far as well in the Six Nations campaign, so no problems with that. A big game for her, though, against France. So hopefully she goes well. Continuing into the back row, really interesting here because we've got Zoe Allcroft continuing at 6. Wonderful sort of intercept try she got last weekend. She read that so well, and she's just been England's rock captain this whole tournament. I think she's just elevated her game. Absolutely the right decision, I think, to make her captain, because she's playing every game. She plays the 80 minutes often. I know she didn't the last one, but she is just everything that England rugby and this team represents, And then this is the interesting thing, Maddie Feanati playing at 7. She's arguably been England's standout player this tournament, or the one who's most broke through from where she started sort of her ranking before the tournament. And Alex Matthews takes the 8 shirt, obviously the sort of England veteran. So you can have Feanati and Matthews playing together in the back row alongside Aldcroft. So interesting, very interesting. Maybe John Mitchell just wants to see his best performing England players in that engine room of the England team, because the back rowers, they get through a lot of work. I think they're crucial in how games sort of play out as around the park. You've got your props and your locks or your set piece, but really the back rows get a lot of they get through a lot of dirty work at the breakdown. And Allcroft, Feanati and Alex Matthews, 3 fantastic players. So it's going to be very interesting to watch this. Moving into the backs, we have Mo Hunt, Natasha Hunt, whichever, and then Zoe Harrison as the halfback pairing. And I think this is England's strongest halfback pairing. I know Holly Aitchison has been the incumbent 10 for the last couple of years. She's played well in the 2 games she started, or one game she started at 10, one at 12. She's had some good performances, but I just like Zoe Harrison a bit more. I'm not sure why. And then I think it's just the way she plays the game. I think she's a better kicking game. H is more reliant on that passing game, which is arguably a bit better, but a bit more risky. So I think that's why I personally prefer Harrison. Tatiana Hurd comes in at inside centre. It was Shekels last week against Scotland, but it's Hurd this week. She's been really good for Gloucester Hartpury, so I'm really excited to see her paired up with Meg Jones, who I think has probably been England's standout back this tournament. She's had a lot of game time, Meg Jones. But the woman of the match last week was Claudia McDonald, and she continues on at the wing spot, as does her teammate Abby Dow. England teammate, the wing duo Dow and McDonald. But we have a new fullback, well, not a new fullback, but a fullback from round 1. Emma Singh comes in because Ellie Kildon has sort of, I don't know what it's, you can't sprain a hamstring. She's injured a hamstring. You pull a hamstring. I just remembered it like 20 minutes later, you pull your hamstring. So she's sadly out of the last game. But I think it's an exciting opportunity. And I don't think Kildon has been the best player for England this tournament. She's been good, impressive self as usual, but she's not been like, oh my god, that's world class. What I've really been impressed with Kildun so far is actually her exits. You know, her kicking game's been really good, her defence has been quite good. So, you know, you don't have to do all the running 100 metres and scoring fantastic tries. Kildun's been really impressive all-round game, I think, this tournament. But she is out. Emma Singh is in. Emma Singh was really good against Italy in round one. Obviously, a great kicker, great goal kicker. So I was going to say, that's the thing about Zoe Harrison. She arguably kicks for goal better than Holly Aitchison. But it doesn't matter because Emma Singh's going to kick either way. So, yeah, Zoe Harrison, you would assume, is just being favoured outright then as a 10 in that sort of general playmaking role, because if you wanted it purely for kicking, it wouldn't matter because you've got Emma Singh. And then Natasha Hunt, well, again, I don't think it matters too much if you have Zoe Harrison as a kicker, because personally, I said it once before in a video, I'd rather you kick off 9, any rugby team kick off your 9, not your 10, at least in your sort of box kicking thing. And if you want to do like a spontaneous crossfield kick or something like that, of course go off your 10, but I'm just rambling on here. Exciting backline for England. Be interesting to see how Dow, McDonald and Emma Singh link up, as well as I guess with Meg Jones, because before in round one it was Aitchison at 12 and then Scarrett at 13, and you had Venner and Singh, and I can't remember who was the other winger. Was it McDonald as well? I can't remember. It was a long time ago now, but this is kind of a new backs combo for England. Obviously playing against France, very, very impressive. Some great backs themselves, great defensive team. So this is going to be really, really hard to break down. I will be at the game, so I can't wait to watch this in front of me. Yeah, Twickenham though, a big pitch, so that should probably help the England backs. Maybe I think Abby Dow will excel more against France than McDonald. Personally, I think she's quite good at evading contact, personally, and also did the odd handoff, whereas McDonald, I don't know. I just feel like with the French bigger players and maybe some of the other nations, this is going to favour arguably a more powerful runner like Dow. But I don't know, we'll see. And then a big bench here, Amy Cockayne, Kelsey Clifford and Sarah Byrne, the front row to come on. Rosie Gallagher and Abby Burton. Of course, Abby Burton, that fantastic debut against Wales a few weeks ago off the bench. So a big step up here. She comes off the bench against France. And then for the backs, Lucy Packer, Holly Aitchison and Helena Rowland. So we're going with 3 10s again. There we go. Aitchison and Packer was the half-back pairing last week, and I assume those will be the 2 that come on this week. But yeah, an exciting team for England. Very exciting. And here is the French team, which will take on England at Allianz Stadium on Saturday, which is tomorrow. As I said, can't wait to be there. Hopefully a matchday vlog will come out of that game. Please do like and subscribe if you got this far through the video, guys. And as I said, there'll be lots more videos on the Women's Rugby World Cup. Hopefully a couple more on the Women's Six Nations and the vlog tomorrow, or maybe that come out Sunday, Monday. But please do drop a subscribe. But yeah, going into the French team, we have 3 changes. I think it's just 3, and they're all forced. And 2 of them are coming in the French back row, as Okemba and Roman Ménager are out. Obviously, Ménager, one of the twin that plays in the back row, and her sister Marine is still playing at outside centre there, as you can see. She's like captain or co-captain or something, how the French are doing it. But yeah, 2 forced changes in the back row, which is going to be interesting for them. And then also the winger, I got to zoom in here for my Boulard is also out. So yeah, those are the only 3 changes from Italy, and it was a game where France really struggled to get past Italy. You know, it only took for the last 5 minutes or so for them to get some real daylight on the scoreboard and make it a half comfortable win. So away to Italy, France struggling. So you'd hope away to England they'd struggle even more, and especially with a few forced changes. So hopefully England can capitalise on that, but maybe potentially the consistency in the French team will help them, because England have been chopping and changing every single week, whether it only be like we're going to change the front row, and this week we're going to change the locks, and this week we're going to change the back 3, and all that stuff might affect the chemistry of some of the England players, whereas France might have built it up over the last few weeks a bit better. So there's always going to be a banana skin. It's going to be an interesting game. I would hope England can get this done and fairly comfortably. I mean, how good it would be how good would it be to have a Grand Slam going into a Rugby World Cup at home? It really get the momentum up, get the fan momentum up and excited for the tournament. I mean, can you get any more excited for the tournament? I can't wait. I'm going to go to multiple games. But yes, I would hope a good England victory here. But yeah, at the same time, I would like England to be really tested. I would not have an issue with England, being pushed right down to the wire. Even hate me for saying this, because I just said I really want England to get a Grand Slam and positive energy before the Rugby World Cup, but I wouldn't mind if England lost this game. We've won it 3 or 4 times in a row, the Six Nations, a Grand Slam. A real shock loss like this, just before a women's home World Cup, would definitely, potentially help us more in the Rugby World Cup, because you don't want to make that loss will be so fresh on your mind that you don't want to make that mistake again. I don't know. Do you want a purely winner's mentality, or do you want to be reminded that you are vulnerable? But I think losing a Rugby World Cup final in the dying moments in the last one was probably enough memory enough. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Please let me know in the comments how you think this game will go. How would you have lined up for the England team for this game? What's your opinions on the French team? Where do you think the biggest dangers are for them? Who are you most excited to see for England have a good game? As I said, I think Abby Dow will have a good game, and I think Zoe Harrison needs to have a cracking game to cement down that 10, because it's still not certain who's going to start at fly half, Aitchison or Harrison. So lots of interesting battles, and I cannot wait to watch it. Please do like the video if you have got through this far. It's my first video back in like 3 weeks, and I've been bumbling on a bit. So yeah, please do like the video, and I'll see you guys again soon, hopefully. Cheers.